This is what people want, because at the end it still goes back to people. They want a more balanced power sharing in the government. My job is to train people in using technology to promote democracy. So things I are doing video journalism, blogs, content management systems, you know, and I also currently I'm analyzing Twitter. You know, Twitter is also a very important tool. So I'm going to actually roll up, meet a lot of political party members in Malaysia and ask them to use Twitter in a more structured manner.
What do you feel about the penetration of IT activism into kampungs?
Oh, okay. You see, you actually do not need to really worry about kampung yet, because I know most of the opinion leaders, means those leaders who can actually influence people, are already connected. What you need to look is to make sure that a country needs to have 60% internet penetration. If there's 60% internet penetration, then you can actually make a difference, because you influence the leaders. Then the leaders will influence the smaller leaders. So when it goes to grassroots, right, these people will be informed. For example, like my family, before the election, right, so we go back and tell the parents that they don't know anything about politics. We just tell them what actually happened, because we know, because we read from the internet, you see.
That means, right, with regards to smaller, with regards to rural areas, right, the internet activism strategy is not to cater towards those people, the people. The internet strategy is to cater to the leaders who are then.
Yes. Then the leader will later on bring this message down. So of course, if we have a high penetration and also literature levels very high, then we can look into a form of direct democracy. So you must know this, regardless of whether it's Singapore or any country, we will move towards direct democracy. In direct democracy, it means that the power sharing, actual power sharing, means any citizen have the knowledge, can make a change to a referendum. You understand what I mean? So the liberal democracy now will be challenged. And it's a real thing. We mentioned about this a long time ago, right? But it's going to happen, because people will want to have more say. And not only they want to have more say, they want to actually drive the direction of the country. But there's two problems now. Number one is you don't know, you don't have the knowledge, you see, because no one encourages you. Then you are not aware of the national issues. But you look at movies, you know so much about all the movies, the plots, subplots. You see, you can actually be informed. You ask any housewife about Winter Sonata, the plot, what will happen. They can do all kind of analysis. And trust me, you go to talk to the taxi drivers. I don't know Singapore, but in Malaysia, our taxi drivers are well informed. They can give you a lot of analysis. They do not even need to have a degree. The thing is interest and information. Of course, if the government say, hey, you make sure don't, it's not your duty to know. Of course, they will know. But if let's say a country whereby the culture encourages people to know about public issues, that everybody will know. Actually, it's not that difficult. And I believe, okay, out of so many issues, right, maybe at least 70% of issues you can get involved. Maybe technical, what kind of bridge to choose, to build, you don't know, because they require engineering work, right? But some basic common sense, I think because sometimes you read from the newspaper, you say, hey, how come this politician common sense don't know? I can think better. You have this kind of feeling. It's actually true. You can actually think better.
What are blogs in the various languages, Malay, Bahasa, Chinese, Tamil, English? Which language has the most blogs, most influence?
You mean in Malaysia?
In Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia is currently English. But the Malay blogs are making a lot of impact. And surprisingly, Haraka Daily. So Haraka Daily is an Islamic group blog, and they are very news actually. They are actually very popular.
Are they bilingual blogs?
Yeah, Malaysia Kini is a bilingual, but it's news lah. Bilingual blogs we have actually 2 or 3.
Thanks.
So any other questions? If not,
these strategies work?
which strategy?
All the ones you mentioned.
So yeah, some of this strategy I actually it happened. That's why I put here. Actually,
When I say by worked, I meant by the succeeded achievement goals. What are they achieve their goals.
Influencing.
Yeah, in a short election, we managed to reduce the government majority. They no longer have 2/3, and this I will attribute this to the power of the internet.
And how is this possible?
How is it possible? Because people need to vote. So we vote, right? You make the decision. Okay, blue, red. So now you're uncertain. You see, you go check internet. Hey, vote for blue. Then you want to vote for blue. Then the other group say vote for red. Then you compare. Then you think at the end, the truth prevails. So they vote for red.
The truth prevails. Always suggesting distorting the truth.
Pardon?
You say the truth prevails, but you just suggested is how to distort the truth. Hijacking Wikipedia, hijacking metadata, anonymous blogging for the terrorist group, then the evil blogger. That's distorting the truth.
No, that is not distorting the truth. That is strategy. The truth is in your article. I never tell you about your article. I say how to get people to article. Okay. So the thing is, the truth is your article. Okay. So now your article will display the truth, lah.
Don't you think there's value in posting content with good faith? And by good faith means you are not afraid of putting your name down because you actually genuinely feel strongly about a particular issue. I know the Malaysian example is a bit different because the politics is a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
But in the Singapore context, I think what a lot of people want is just for their feedback and their point of view to be amplified and to be respected by the people in power or the establishment. Not so much to cast aspersions, cast negative aspersions, or as you would call it, strategize.
Okay.
Against,
What if I ask you to write about the proceedings? Okay, like from Dr. Chi's court proceedings. How would you write?
Okay.
Without stepping on a toe. So this is where you see. This is where there's a thin red line. You see.
No, absolutely.
If the government you see, if the government say you're right about the garbage in front there, they don't care how you write. You can take photograph and measure, say this,
No,
they don't care. But the moment you start to talk about power, okay, the moment you step on the toes, about power, about corruption, then they'll start to look at you. So when I say truth, when I say things that matter, means the things that will affect the power structure. This is where they will go after you. You understand? You can write about cats. Who cares? You understand? But it depends on the kind of topic you write. So when we political blogger activists, we normally refers to the things that will step on the toes on the government. And this is where you need to have a strategy. You understand? If you want to write something about your garden, government nail cleaner, garden, then go ahead.
No, I will use the example. You see, what I'm saying is you don't need to adopt an approach which is cantankerous, aggressive, and you can also, there's also another option of reporting in good faith, of saying what you feel. Even the Chisunjol example, good example. What he does is he goes on his site and he writes the content as he sees it fit, and I don't think there's anything wrong in that. But I think this going around the back door, anonymity and all that, I mean, you get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
No, you see, what I'm saying is, I'm saying real world, okay? What actually happened? Okay.
That's what I mean. The Malaysian example is perhaps a
this
bit
Malaysian,
different.
I'm talking about real world. Okay, this is what the real world is. Of course, ideally, I would encourage you to put your name, your photograph, and write academic writing. Go ahead. Of course, this is the thing you don't need to be taught.
Are you recommending us to do this, or you're saying that this is what you need to do in your country? Or
No. I come here to share only. Okay, I say these are some of the things that can be done. Okay, and there's no need for you to follow. Okay, it depends on you, right? So I will not give any recommendation because there are certain things, common sense. No point for me to talk. You understand?
Well, the point that guy in front made about truthful reporting is very important.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't engage in politics of subterfuge and painting only half the story, the other half of the story.
And actually, something I got listening to Sean and listening to you actually is the question of how to influence the political culture of a country. So, in the case of Malaysia, the way you do it is very different from the way we would in Singapore. So, for instance, the online citizen takes a very different type of approach in building influence. So the way we do it would be, in a sense, more tailor-made to the Singaporean desire for objectivity and reporting. So what Sean is doing is he's sharing with us what has been done in Malaysia, and more autocratic regime.